In the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficent, may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be on all of us. Assalamu alaikum students. In your previous class, you learned about the chapter Classification of Living Things. Now today, we will revise it. And I will explain you activity which is related to this chapter. So first we will revise it. Now what is classification? Classification means grouping, or you can say it is the grouping of living organisms according to similar characteristic. And the species is the basic unit of classification. These are the level of classification when species are grouped together into genus, genus into family, family into order, order into class, class into phylum, and phylum into kingdom. Now in your previous class you learned about the classification of plant kingdom. Plant kingdom is divided into two major groups. The first one is cryptogame and second one is phanerogame. Cryptogame means the plants without seed, and phanerogame means the seed bearing plants. The first one is cryptogame. They are divided into three major groups. The first one is Thallophyta, second one is Bryophyta, third one is Pteridophyta. The first one is Thallophyta. These are the simplest plants and their bodies are not differentiated into roots, stems and leaves. And Bryophyta, these plants are more complex than the plants of group Thallophyta, and the true roots and stem are absent. Now the third one is Pteridophyta. These are the most complex cryptogames. In these plants, the body is differentiated into complete root, stem and leaves. Now the second class is phanerogames. They are divided into two major groups. The first one is gymnosperms and the second one is angiosperms. The first one is gymnosperms. It means non-flowering plant. And angiosperm means the flowering plant. And angiosperm is further divided into two major groups, the monocots and dicots. Monocots means the one seed leaf, and dicots means two seed leaves. Now in your previous class you learned about the classification of animal kingdom. Animal kingdom is divided into two major groups, vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are animals that have a backbone, and invertebrates are animals that don't have a backbone. Now vertebrates are further divided into five major classes. The first one is class Pisces. The class Pisces includes all types of fishes. The second one is class Amphibia. They can live in water as well as on land, and they have a slippery skin. The class Reptilia, they live on land and they have dry and scaly skin. Now the fourth one is class Apes. This class includes birds. Now class Mammalia. Mammals are the most advanced animals and they include man as well as many wild and domestic animals. Now in your previous class you learned about the invertebrates. There are 7 phylum. The first one is phylum Protozoa. Phylum Protozoa is the unicellular organism and the microscopic. Amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena are the examples of phylum Protozoa. The second one is phylum Porifera. They live at the bottom of the sea, and Porifera are commonly known as sponges. Now the third one is phylum Coelenterata. They are aquatic, mostly marine invertebrates. Now the fourth one is phylum Annelida. They are segmented worms, and the earthworm is the example of phylum Annelida. Phylum Arthropoda. This is the largest group of the animal kingdom, and their bodies are divided into head, thorax and abdomen. Now phylum Mollusca. It is the second largest phylum of the animals kingdom. It consists of soft bodies animals. Phylum Echinodermata. They have spiny projections. Have you got it? Now there are 9 phylum, but in your class there are only 7 phylum. Have you got it about the chapter Classification of Living Things? Now let's talk about an activity that you have to perform and write down it in your activity file. The activity is to differentiate between dicot and monocot seeds. Now take a plate containing water and put a few seeds of bean and maize seeds in it, and leave the plate undisturbed overnight. Now what change do you notice? The seeds increase in size and become soft like this. Have you got it? Now dissect both the seeds from the middle and observe how many seed leaves or cotyledons they have. Now you will find that the bean seed has 2 cotyledons. So you can say the bean seed has 2 cotyledons, or bean seed is dicot. Now the second seed is maize seeds. You can see in this picture there is only 1 seed leaf. So the maize seed has 1 cotyledons, or you can say the maize seed is monocot. Have you got it about the activity? Now last but not the least is home task. Activity to differentiate between dicot and monocot seeds, page number 51. Activity is to be done in activity file. Now I will tell you about the activity file. Exercises. Do exercises B, C, D, E and F. Now for activity file. Here is about activity file, that how can you maintain it. This is the activity file and this is the computer paper. So take some computer papers and attach them in a file, and you can decorate and maintain it like this, or You can apply any other idea. Have you got my points? Now this is all for today, and I hope that you have understood the activity and the home task. Take care. Allah Hafiz.